Hello there. So we are on day 6 of Advent and we have Viking prints. There we go. With very cute little snowmen. I like the packaging on these a lot. It's really cute. There's some people who I know really obsess about the packaging. I don't as much because there's always the part of me that's like, oh, it's plastic. It's going in a landfill. But even though I can put it in recycling, I do put it in recycling, I don't really believe like things like this get recycled. So, sorry, Debbie Downer today. That's, yeah, it's life. Weird smell. Weird smell. That's what I would say. It's just weird smell. Okay. I should probably be shaking these up more before I pour them because I'm probably getting a very specific. Oh, look at that. It's a pretty tea. So I've been flipping through this Advent. It's like all black teas. I was hoping to get through a whole bunch of tea tasting today because I have a slow morning. And unless I want to be like super caffeinated, I may have to jump around a little bit. I noticed like day, let's see, 9 is a nutcracker rooibos. So I may have to try that. Because I may not be able to. There's an Earl Grey Moonlight after this, which I think I might be able to get through that. But after that, whew, it's just going to be a lot of caffeine. So this has black tea, pu'er tea. I'm trying to drink more pu'er. Ooh, this one is a toasted mate as well. So I love toasted mate. Love toasted mate. But I can't drink straight toasted mate. Even if it's like the main base for a tea, it kind of wakes me out. I kind of feel like it's over caffeinated, but it's a weird over caffeinated. Like I feel like my whole body is buzzing. Maybe it's just over caffeinated because I don't usually drink that much caffeine. I don't usually let myself get over caffeinated, but I usually feel like it's a different feeling than when I drink mate. So right now I have a spice mate. I love it. But I have to make a very small pot of it. I usually make a pot this size. This is my normal little pot. I have a ginormous pot that I use most of the time. But that's my little pot. And I will use that. And I won't use a lot of the tea. And I'll kind of drink it slowly so that I usually will like pour it into my thermos so that I have like 1 glass of this and then something else and then another glass this size. That little teapot makes about 2 of these. So I kind of try to space it out because otherwise it makes me kind of crazy. Which is a bummer because I love it. But I'm excited because it's part of this blend. So I'll get a little of it, but I won't have to worry about it wigging me out, I don't think, because it's the 3rd ingredient. So it's also got pu'er, which I'm excited because I'm trying to taste more pu'ers because I have one that I like and I would like to kind of try some others as well. So it also has spice flavor, cinnamon, ginger, orange, caramel flavored, aniseed, chocolate flavor, cocoa nibs, dark chocolate chips, vanilla flavor, safflower, hazelnut flavor, marigold flavor. Ooh, this sounds like one I'm gonna like. So even though it has ginger in it, it's like the 6th ingredient and there's a ton of other stuff in it. And again, I don't mind ginger, I just don't want it the like most overpowering flavor. So this says to brew for 4 minutes. I also wanted to look up, so Viking prints, I believe, is part of their How to Train Your Dragon fandom blends. They have lots of fandom blends. I've also mentioned like you can make your own blends too, and they will make them, and you can add a picture and they will put it on these little tins or bags, because they do big bags for a lot of these fandoms. So this one has a cute little cartoon of, I forget the character's name, of the main character on How to Train Your Dragon. I have a 12-year-old boy, so I have seen most of those, although that was not ever a series he was obsessed with. I don't know why, it just wasn't his thing. So it says, leave a scrawny Viking dork alone on an island for 5 years and suddenly he's a heartthrob. I'm going to pour this while I'm at it. This tea is spicier and more mature than its predecessors, with the same sweet heart. Add a splash of milk and honey if needed. Also, the mate's small grains can sink to the bottom of the bag, so be sure to shake it up before use. Oh, okay, so I may have missed out on some of the mate because I didn't shake it up. And I even said last time, I need to shake this up more. Didn't. So I may get a very mate-filled cup with the rest of this. So, we will see. Let me see if I can peer in there. The smell is interesting. It's the cocoa. So I really smell cocoa and cinnamon. That's about it. And I have poured this at a 4-minute steep. Again, I'm going to let it steep longer because I usually like a longer steep. But let's try this at 4 minutes, which is what they recommended. Ooh, yum. It's like caramel. So I've had some of theirs that said they were caramelly in the past, and I haven't really liked them, and I haven't thought they tasted very caramelly. It's very subtle, and I'm getting a little bit of the ginger heat in the back of my throat, which not my favorite. That's what I think. That's why. So I'm not a big fan of mint. I'm not a big fan of ginger and tea, and I think it's because it gives me this like tingly feeling in the back of my throat, both of them. And I don't know, like this is gonna be funny, but my father, when I was a kid, he always wants you to take medication for things when you're not feeling well. He always takes like zinc lozenges. Like he wants to get better as fast as possible. And I always kind of believe that sometimes you just have to let it run its course. And sometimes you have to feel it so that you like take care of yourself because you don't feel good. So whenever he would have a sore throat, he would use this numbing spray, and I forget what it's called. But I think we actually have some here. Because my throat was so bad one time, probably years ago. It's probably really, really old. I may have actually thrown it away because it was so old. But it was this numbing spray that you put in the back of your throat. It had a little bit of flavor, but it mostly just numbed your throat. Hated it. He always wanted to give me the spray when I was a kid. And he somewhat joke about it. Like, my dad's a jokester, so he was never going to, like, force me to have it. But he'd always be like, you want the spray? We can get the spray. And I hated it, and he knew I hated it. So it was like he always wanted to put mercurochrome, is that what it's called? It was like iodine stuff on a cut, and it stung, and I hated it. And he always wanted to put that on all your cuts, and I'm like, no. I think we called it the red stuff because it was like a red colored liquid. But I think the ginger and the mint kind of reminds me of that spray, like that feeling in the back of my throat that I didn't like. Because it's funny, I like both of the flavors. Like I cook with them all the time. I like mint. I like ginger. We go through massive amounts of ginger in my house because my husband loves it. But I add it, like my husband kind of made me switch to powdered ginger because it would add so much and such big chunks of ginger when I would make stir fry and stuff. He was like, I just got a bite that was all ginger. So I kind of switched to the powdered ginger so I could use a lot of it, but you wouldn't get a big bite of ginger. So it's funny to me that like when it's in tea, I'm like, nope, not feeling it. So the last tea that I had right before this, the video yesterday, was Feast of Krampusnacht, and it's a much darker color now. There's almost no smell to the cup. I was not really feeling the Feast of Krampusnacht. I brought it downstairs. I said, I want to taste my fancy tea for the day. And my husband's like, ooh, that's nice. And I'm like, oh, okay, you can have the rest of it because I don't love it. So again, just another example of like, it's totally your palate, and it's totally like, apparently with this, it may really be like, I don't want to use the word trauma jokingly, but it may be like a past association with a certain flavor. I think I've said that about other things that like make me think of flavors in the past that either I really liked or didn't like. Again, it's the thing with mate. Like mate reminds me of Chile and that trip there and how fun that trip was. And so it's very nostalgic. I think I like it more of a... Oh, okay, so this gets better with the longer steep. I was afraid I was steeping it too long because I keep rambling and rambling and rambling. So we're now pretty good ways into this. It's probably been steeping like 6 or 7 minutes at this point. I'm getting more of the black tea. I'm not getting much of this taste in the back of my throat from the ginger. I think I'm also getting more of the pu'er, which is this really earthy note, and I think I'm getting a little bit of the toasted mate. So again, another one I like steeped longer, which just tends to be the case for me. Yeah, I really like this one. Liking Prince, so I don't order a lot of their fandom blends because they're more expensive. What I usually do, and let's do that right now, is I go to their fandom page, and I'm sneaky, and I go to the bottom where it tells you what teas, because when you make your own blends, you're really just using spices that you can choose from their spice list and teas that they already have. And then you're kind of, I think just, I haven't done one yet. I'm kind of waiting till I do a bit more tasting before I do that. And then you're kind of, I think, putting in what proportions you want each of these things in. And so this one has pu'er spice, which is the pu'er I have from a different company, from Spice and Tea Exchange. It's like a cinnamon pu'er, and it has grown on me. It was not one I was in love with at the time. When I first got it, it has definitely grown on me. So I think the pu'er spice might be one I also like. Tiger's Eye, which I guess is a black tea. I don't know what's in that. I can look it up. And mocha nut mate, which I'm really excited to try, but really scared to try too, because I will probably love it and won't be able to really drink it. So I'm actually happy to find like a blend that has some of the mocha nut in it. So this is one that's actually tempting to me to buy because I get a little bit of that mate. It's not crazy. Like a 3-ounce pouch is $14, which is a lot more than their 3-ounce pouches usually are. I think a lot of times you're getting it because it's the fandom blend, and yeah, that's not, I don't buy things generally for a sticker. Although the little drawings on here, I wonder if, so this is created by Margot W. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, or Margot, probably Margot though. Margot W, which is probably just, you know, somebody in the community that, yeah, likes to make blends. And I'm wondering if this sticker is her own drawing. I think that's very cool, personally. that you kind of add your own picture. The whole thing that you can like make your own blends on this company, and they will like blend it up for you and then sell it. And I think you get a percentage of what they sell. That's super cool. I really need to look into it more because it's just a really, really neat idea to let, I mean, what a way to kind of get involved with a business. Like, so many people dream of, there's a tea-tuber I listen to who's Dana, and I can't remember Dana's last name. It starts with an S, but I think that Dana, if you put in Dana Tea into YouTube, you will find her. Dana's always talking about how she really wants to have a tea company, and I totally get that. And as much as I don't want to run a business other than my counseling business, the idea of like being able to make a whole bunch of signature blends and to sell them through Adagio, again, you're probably not making a ton of money because you don't have to source the product, you don't have to, so Adagio's got to take a big cut of that, and obviously they're making the thing. But even if you get like a couple of bucks on each one and you have fun making it and you like the blend that you made, that seems really, really cool. So I don't know if anybody else thinks that's awesome. I think that's awesome. So Viking prints, I actually just went while I was looking it up for you guys and put it on my wish list. I don't know if I'll buy it or not, but it may be at some point where I want to support that community member and throw them a few dollars. And I think that's why they're more expensive, because some of that money goes to the community member who made the blend. And that doesn't seem like a terrible way to spend my money if somebody's taking the time to kind of make these blends up. But this is really fun. It's one of the other really great things about the community, where you get these different teas for every day of the month, is you get a lot of fandom blends. And so it allows you to try them even if you probably wouldn't purchase them. And I don't think you can get, no, you can get samples in the little tins. So this is what the tins kind of look like. I believe they come in little tins like this. This is a Pisces one that they sent me for free with my first order because I am a Pisces. And they have about 5 cups worth of tea in them. So I just think that's a very, very, very cute idea. And the fact that if you're an artist, you can do your own drawings and then send them in and have those printed on a nice little tin like this. I don't know if they're all printed like this, or if, because this is like one of Adagio's fandom blends, or if they're like a sticker that they put on the tins. At some point I'll probably get a tin just to kind of figure that out, see what they're like, and probably to support somebody who's in the community, because you really do get to know these community members through the chats and their photos, and I don't know, it's the most fun new thing that I've done. Having said that, I'm probably going to take January off because they just posted what teas they are putting in for January. Nothing was like, oh my god, I can't live without this. And I have a whole bunch of samples that I got for 75 cents each through like a Facebook ad. And so I bought all these samples, and I'm never going to get through them and actually do filming of them if I have a community every month. So I think I'm going to do those samples over January, and then over February I'll get the community again. The nice thing is even when you stop your community membership, you can still interact in the chat. You can't put in photos, you can't put in your opinions, and I don't think you can put in your reviews. And you get like points for those. So over the past month, I've gotten about 800 points. So I'll probably get another 800 for December because I do all the things. I put in my photo, I respond to chat, all the things you can get points for, I do. And at 1,500 points, I could get a community mug with a steeper in it, which is my goal. And I should have that by the end of December. And I assume I just have to like buy some other things to get free shipping. If I wanted to just pay shipping, I bet I could just get that for free. But I'll probably fall in love with some more teas between then and now. And then in January, I can get my free mug. And then I'll have that to do my February tastings. Even though it's not clear, so I'll probably still use this so you can see the color. But maybe I'll have both of them on here and I can use that steeper too. So it gives me more options. All right, so this was very long and very rambly. And Viking Prince, cheers. Bye.